You think you're in charge? Step aside, sweetheart. We're expecting a real officer. His voice oozed arrogance, slicing through the early morning silence on the military tarmac. Lieutenant Commander Harrelson didn't even try to hide the smirk as he slung his duffel over one shoulder, striding toward the base checkpoint with three other high-ranking officers trailing behind. They were all waiting to see how the lone female guard would react. She stood there, expression unreadable, one hand resting calmly on the biometric scanner. Her uniform was plain, no visible rank, just a name tag and steel in her eyes. She didn't move, didn't blink. She simply stated with quiet authority that this base was on restricted lockdown and all personnel, regardless of rank, must verify through security. But Harrelson laughed, mocking, loud, dismissive. He called her a receptionist, rolled his eyes, and motioned for the others to follow. "We don't have time for this nonsense," he scoffed. "Let's move, boys." Yet before his boot touched another inch of that concrete, her hand shot up like a command, and this time her voice held just enough edge to stop them mid-step. He didn't take her seriously. Why would he? To him, she was just a woman with a badge and a barcode scanner. He chuckled again, louder this time, like she was a sitcom character. The officers behind him snickered, one even raising a phone like he was ready to film whatever was about to happen. But everything shifted the moment two Navy SEALs stepped onto the tarmac from a tactical vehicle nearby. Dressed in full combat gear, they moved with surgical precision, no wasted motion, no idle chatter. Harrelson brightened, confident the cavalry had arrived to deal with the checkpoint issue. "Finally, real soldiers," he muttered, motioning toward them. But what happened next silenced the air. Both SEALs snapped into a rigid salute the moment they reached the checkpoint. Their boots locked together, eyes forward. "Major Reyes," one of them barked. "Perimeter is secure, awaiting further instruction, ma'am." For a split second, Harrelson's smirk stayed on his face, then melted. "Major?" he echoed, barely able to get the word out. The woman at the scanner didn't even glance at him. Her eyes stayed locked on the SEALs. Calm, commanding, dead serious. Then she turned toward Harrelson, her expression ice-cold. "That's right, Major Eleanor Reyes, commander of Strategic Base Bravo." Her tone didn't rise. It didn't need to. Her authority was absolute, wrapped in years of earned respect and unshakable confidence. She told him in front of everyone that not only had he ignored protocol, but he'd also insulted a commanding officer on her own base, not because of her actions, but because of his assumptions. He hadn't asked her name. He hadn't looked for rank. He simply saw a woman and dismissed her. And in this place, one bad assumption could get people killed. 10 years earlier, Elena Reyes had graduated from a small-town ROTC program in Texas. Her father, a retired Marine, raised her on grit, discipline, and loyalty. She was the kind of cadet who trained past lights out, who outshot every male in her class, who ran until her legs buckled and still crawled to the finish line. Every promotion she earned was second-guessed. Every decision she made was scrutinized twice as hard. But when her unit was ambushed during a failed evacuation mission overseas, it was her voice, steady and razor-sharp, that guided 12 men to safety through smoke and bullets. No backup, no air support, just Eleanor dragging her wounded squad leader while returning fire. That mission didn't just earn her a Bronze Star, it earned her a name whispered with reverence, Ice Vein. Now, standing on the tarmac with the sun catching the edge of her insignia, she was no longer the underdog. She was the one in charge. Harrelson finally mumbled something resembling an apology, but the damage was done. Reyes didn't need to punish him. His humiliation was its own sentence. One by one, the officers who had laughed just moments ago snapped into salute, their faces pale with embarrassment. One of the SEALs gave a subtle nod toward Reyes, the kind of acknowledgement soldiers give when they see real leadership. Then he glanced at Harrelson and muttered just loud enough, "You're lucky she didn't have you doing push-ups till sunrise." As Harrelson stepped through the scanner, eyes glued to the ground, the wind picked up off the ocean behind them. There was no more laughter, no more phones, just silence and the heavy weight of realization settling in every man's chest. This wasn't just about a rank. It was about what they assumed leadership looked like, and how badly they got it wrong. Elena Reyes didn't just command the base, She commanded respect the hard way, through resilience, scars, and ice in her veins. She didn't need to raise her voice or pound a table. Her power was in presence. And today, she reminded them all that true authority has nothing to do with gender and everything to do with earned respect. Never underestimate someone just because they don't fit your idea of power. The quietest person in the room might just outrank you 10 times over. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.